Hello everyone, hope you're well. In this video I'm going to show you an Electrolux upright vacuum cleaner from the mid-90s, specifically 1994. Exciting. Weekend just gone, actually before I start, apologies for the electric blanket that's hung over the chairs at the moment. Just getting it ready. Winter is coming, so it's going to be cold, and yeah, just getting this bad boy ready to keep me warm and snug at night, because God knows it's the only way I'm ever going to be warm and snug at night. So yeah, just don't look at that. That's not there. Last weekend, I went to see my friend Richard in Bristol, and as we normally do, we went to our favourite second-hand shop to see what they had in. We didn't have much hope, to be honest. We didn't hold out much hope of finding anything really decent. However, we didn't do too bad. Richard had two really good finds. He bought a Miele C3 for £25, and he got an early 70s Kenwood Chef. It was the A701 series, but with the dark blue trim on it, and he paid 20 quid for that, which is an absolute bargain. It doesn't sound particularly great, but you know, they could be serviced and restored. I wish I'd seen that first. I would have had that. Ooh, nice. Jill it up, sell it, bit of cash in, lovely. But no, he got there first, but that's fine. I didn't do too bad myself. I bought two items, one of which was a boxed, looks to be absolutely complete Atari 520 STFM computer from 1990, which I thought was a really good find, and a huge box of software with it as well. I haven't tested it out yet, so I don't know if it works. I'm hopeful that it will. If it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world, because upstairs I've got another 520 STFM, I think, that when I bought it, probably about 10 years ago, it arrived broken, really badly smashed. Broke my heart, actually. But luckily the eBay seller gave me a full refund on it and told me that I could keep the machine. So if this one that I bought doesn't work, at least I have a pile of spares that I can use to get that going. So that's quite exciting. I think I paid £100 for that, which is a pretty good price, really. The other purchase I made was this 1994 Electrolux Glider, and it's right here. Here we go. Let's bring him up so you can see him. Here he is. There's our glider. So this is a Z1480, and it was manufactured 24th week of 1994, so it's a mid-94 model. Now this is the Mark II version of the glider, and you can easily tell it's a Mark II because it has this decal on it, twin fan ESP, extra suction power. The Mark IIs had that. And also an even more obvious sign that it's a Mark II is the fact that it's got a ratchet release button here on this side of the hood. The Mark I gliders didn't have this. They were the friction-based ratchets, which were utterly awful. And whenever you used to see those cleaners, even back in the 90s, like a long time ago, you'd pick them up and the head would just go flop down because they used to wear away. Really bad idea. So that's how you can tell it's a Mark II machine. Now this cleaner itself has yellowed quite badly. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. If I turn it around to the back, because again we have different types of plastic here. The back is not too bad. This panel is okay, but you can see quite clearly on the bag door, on the hood cover, that we've got some quite severe yellowing going on. Now this is not unusual at all. This happens so often. I think I brought you a while ago a Mark II Contour that was also in white. Funnily enough, also the base model. This is the base model of the Mark II glider range. That Contour was also the base model, both in white, both with 600 watt motors. So yeah, they always tend to go off. White is a really bad colour for discoloration. It always shows it up really badly. Anything that's white, grey or green seems to be the ones that go the worst. So yeah, here it is in all of its incredibly basic glory. I haven't actually turned it on yet, and the reason I haven't turned it on yet was because when I opened the bag door for the first time, there wasn't a bag in there. Now what I've done is I've had a bit of a clean up in here. The filters were absolutely disgusting. They were absolutely covered. It kind of looked like the machine had been used without a bag in it. So all down here, if I show you, if I just tip the machine forward, you can see the pre-motor filter there. It was all absolutely caked in dust and filth, and it was just terrible. The back of the bag door as well was just utterly coated, and the exhaust filter, it was just thick with dust. It was really bad. So I thought, well, I can't really turn it on like that because I'm just going to get a huge poof of dust and it's going to come out and it's going to cover the room. Now, I will say, I did and ah about this particular machine. I was sort of reticent to save it because it's just a Mark II glider. Arguably, you could say, why have you saved that? Why have you wasted your money on it? Because it's absolutely nothing special. It's just a bit of mid-90s basic upright vacuum cleaner nonsense. And I would agree with you. However, it only cost me £10. So for £10, I'm not going to moan. That ain't bad. Now this is troublesome because there are so many of these cleaners. Electrolux created so many iterations of the glider, and I know that this is just going to spark off now. Oh, I've got to have that glider. Oh, I've got to have that one. I've got to have that model. I would really love to have the original 3 gliders. I forget what their model number was. 1200 series. So it was probably 1210, 1220, 1230. And if memory serves, the original basic machine again was white and it was just on and off like this one is. Then there was the mid-range one, which was blue, and I think that was twin speed. It was a manual flex wind. There was no cord winder on it. That was like a twin speed machine, like 400 and 600 watts, something like that. Then there was the top of the range. Now, the top of the range one was the pink one. And that was really nice. That was a lovely machine. I've only ever seen it a few times in my life. And it was gorgeous. It was a beautiful pink colour, like a deep pink. And that cleaner had a flex winder on it, which is quite unusual. You didn't really see it that often. And if I turn this one around, you'll see here where the cable enters at this point here. This is just like a blanking plate with a flex grip on it. I think there was a button on this side on the pink machine, which you pressed to start the rewind, and the flex would go in this side and gather up. Now my memory may be playing tricks on me here. It may be that the pink one was twin speed and the blue one was electronic variable power, possibly. I can't recall. It's a long time ago. It's over 30 years, and you don't really see gliders that often anymore. To be completely honest with you, I prefer the glider to the contour, and I think it's got something to do with the fact, and my friend Sam mentioned this the other day and it kind of stuck in my mind, that the glider is ever so slightly taller than contour, and it's obviously lighter as well. It's just easier to use. The glider is just easier to use, and you can see why they sold an absolute shed ton of them. They were reliable cleaners, quite well made, and sold for a reasonable price back in the day. Certainly if you went for the base model, you just got a simple, reliable cleaner, very lightweight, that you could just chuck around, clean your carpets, job done, lovely. No complexity to it, no fussiness, nothing. And the Mark IIs were definitely better than the original machines, with this addition of the handle release / ratchet pedal here. So I think what we should do now is plug it in, turn it on, and see how it sounds. Now I'm hopeful that it's going to be okay. If I turn the brush roll, let me show you the brush roll. There you go. Again, just very, very simple. Just one very large brush roll, 2 sets of brushes on it. Very, very simple. Nothing fancy whatsoever. Just a simple upright cleaner. So let me just grab the flex off it and then we will plug it in and see how it goes. And also as well, I'm hoping to not have a great big poof of dust that comes out. It shouldn't do, because I've given it a good clean. So there we go, it's plugged in. I'm just going to raise the height control. Now, one thing about this is that there's no automatic hood raising feature, so that the hood is always at the same height. If you put the handle down, the machine doesn't automatically raise the brush off the floor. Well, actually, no, I'm sort of lying to you there. It does a little bit. You can barely see it, actually. It does come down, but it's no great amount. And I think, actually, if I hold it, yeah, it's a very, very slight. It's about 1 mil. That's as different as it is between up and down. The machine almost stands up like that. That would have been nice. So when you're using the tools with them, it would have said in the instruction book to move the floor type selector up, so it raises the brush roll up off the carpet, so you don't end up burning your nice tufted carpet on it. And just before we turn it on, let's just have a quick look at the back here. So you have the tool entry port, very similar to the 500 series, where you just pop open this flap, you put your hose end in here. There's a couple of lines, a couple of indentations in the moulding, and a moulding down the bottom to make sure you don't put the hose adapter in the wrong way round. And yeah, so it's very similar to the 500 series in that regard. Oh god, I've got bits falling out now. So let's pop that back on. We'll open up in a second. We'll stick our fingers in there. So let's turn it back round. Turn the machine on. Let's see what we get. Now that doesn't sound bad at all, actually. To be honest with you, for a machine that's, what, 27 years old, that actually sounds really good. It is really quite filthy. There's a lot of dirt stuck to this cleaner. And I'm just looking here down this sort of side profile of the machine. I think it's got slightly hot at some point, because there's a very slight distortion to the bag door at this point here. It kind of just sticks out a little bit. So because it was so stuffed up and the filters were so covered with filth, I'm not really surprised. This probably got quite hot at some point and it started to distort its mouldings. I can't see anything around this area, but again, look, it's just utterly filthy. It's like thick with dust. So I think what we'll do with this is we will strip it down, take the motor out, probably do that in a separate video, and then give it a really good clean inside, give it a good service, and just get it into tip-top order. Now, I could retrobrite this, and to be honest with you, I probably will, but it ain't going to be this year, because we're now entering autumn. I'm looking out the window at a pretty dull, overcast day. I can see one strip of blue in the sky, and the rest is just dark cloud. So we ain't going to get the sun to be able to retrobrite this, and I think it's going to need a few days out there in the tub with the oxy powder to get it anywhere near a reasonable shape again. So we'll probably stick a pin in that now until next summer. When the sun comes back out again, we will definitely get this in the tubs and bring it back to its original white. Lucky I've got those big tubs, eh? So that's it for now. I think that's enough waffling from me. Let's take this machine into, I can't take it into the lounge because I've got too much stuff in there. We might actually take it into the hallway and give it a run so you can see the machine working. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to do the usual, commenting, subscribing and liking, because it really helps me out and I appreciate it massively. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye.